Hey beautiful people, what is up and welcome back to my little corner of the interwebs. For today's video, we're going to be diving into the brand new Blend Bunny Cosmetics Machina eyeshadow palette. Y'all, this baby, I didn't know what to expect. All I know is I got a shipping notification from Blend Bunny that was like, your order is on the way. I am an affiliate with the brand, so I do get PR from the brand, and I just couldn't wait. Anytime Blend Bunny sends me an email, my heart tingles a little bit. So I saw the cover art for this when it was being released, and I was like, oh yeah, it's about to be a time. And this is the palette. Let's just start here. It's absolutely stunning. The imagery, the beauty, everything on this is just absolute perfection. And then when you open it up, here is the absolutely stunning color story. It is different, yes, in terms of we don't get the typical Blend Bunny gradient. We get something similar in that it's still column by column, but the shimmers aren't all at the bottom or all on the top. They kind of alternate, but still same layout. And it is a 24 pan eyeshadow palette, and it is inspired by this sort of machine AI kind of imagery. But before we dive right into the first impressions video, let me just quickly introduce myself. I'm Jamila, and I love high-end and luxury and indie makeup, but I don't believe in paying full price for it. So here on my channel, I like to share any tips, tricks that I've learned over the years to how to get all of these products at the best prices. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, if it tickles your pickle, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the fam. So for my first impressions videos, I like to do like it in a very specific way. Give you guys all of the product details, pop some swatches up so you can see what it looks like on my complexion. I'm a medium deep complexion with a yellow golden undertone. And then I like to dive into a couple of looks. For today's video, I'm going to be doing 2 eye looks, and then I'll wrap things up at the end with some of my first impressions thoughts. So let's go ahead and dive in with some product descriptions. So like I said, this is the Machina palette from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I don't know exactly what the description for this will be yet because it's not on the brand website, because this will release December 1st at 9 a.m. PST. But what I can say is that this is a very special release for the brand. So Blend Bunny has shared that this was a palette that she was working on with her dad, who has since passed. So it's very, very sort of near and dear to her. I'm a big daddy's girl. I mean, huge daddy's girl. So it means a lot to me as well. So if I definitely encourage you guys to go look at her Instagram post about the palette, and you'll see how she talks about the little snippets of his inspiration that got put into the entire palette. So everything from, I guess, the packaging to like the color story and how they worked on this together. So I know that this is a very, very special release for her, and it, of course, made me feel some kind of way because I started thinking about my daddy, who, again, very, very huge daddy's girl. So this is going to be a 24 pan eyeshadow palette. It comes in sort of the typical sort of Blend Bunny cardboard packaging. You will get some product details on the back, and this is a mix of eyeshadow and pressed pigments. So just something to be mindful of if you have any sensitivities, and it will tell you the specific shades that are pressed pigments. It is made in China, it's vegan and cruelty-free, and it has a 12-month shelf life. And I'm also seeing here that the cover art is by, I'm guessing, an artist called Isabel Staub, S-T-A-U-B. I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. And I will say that this is probably my favorite Blend Bunny cover art of all time. It's so intricate, so beautiful. This is all raised as well, so you can feel like the texture of the palette. And the holographic sort of nature of the imagery is unmatched. So I'm really, really excited by this. So like I said, it is a 24 pan eyeshadow palette. All of these shades, and you get 6 shimmer shades. So still pretty matte heavy, which is very, very standard for a Blend Bunny palette. We don't get the typical Blend Bunny columns where things are arranged in a gradient, but we do get something similar in that there is still a gradient, but it alternates where the shimmer is placed. So the shimmer is either at the bottom or the top of the column, depending on the layout. Now, one thing I do want to say from sort of looking at this is that it's not a neutral friendly palette. So if you want to create some standard everyday neutral looks, you're not going to get that out of this palette. It is pretty colorful. The most neutral you're going to get is this sort of black row or this greenish row, which is not neutral. So if that's something that you're looking for in a palette, this may not be the palette for you. But this is the palette for somebody. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. So they do describe this as an eye and face palette, and I'm guessing that that's because of the pigments, which are technically not eye safe. So use at your own discretion. Again, read the ingredients, check all that fun jazz before you purchase this palette. And finally, like I said, this will release December 1st at 9 a.m. PST, and it's going to retail for $45 US. There are a number of affiliates with the brand, myself included, so if you use an affiliate code, you will save 10%. Mine is just Jamila. If you do shop through my code, I will make a small commission. And that, of course, goes back into just doing all of these videos. It really feeds the channel, because I don't make that much money, you guys. So I always appreciate if you guys shop through my code. All right, so that's it for the product descriptions as I know it so far. And I'm kind of rushing this video because I do have to pack to get on a plane in a couple hours. So apologies. So hopefully I should have popped up some swatches as well, so you guys would have seen what it looks like on my skin tone. And now that we've done that, let's go ahead and dive into 2 eye looks, and then I'll come back at the end, give you guys my raw first impressions thoughts. Again, this is a first impressions video, so I have only tried this palette twice, which means that I will need to play around in it more to get like a better understanding of what I like and dislike from the brand or from the release. All right, that's it from me, guys. I know this was kind of fast and a little bit rambly, but let's go ahead and dive into the video. Let's go ahead and dive into the looks. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into the first look. Before we do that, I do want to show you guys the palette in its pristine condition. I haven't touched it or swatched it yet, but I'm sure you've already seen the swatches from the intro. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna dive into the green shades today because I'm wearing a green top. But I think I want to go ahead and mix the green with a little bit of the pink. So I'm not really sure how this is gonna go, but I'm gonna do my best. This is gonna be a hot mess. I can already tell. It's been a minute since I'm filmed, so I'm gonna try to keep things as simple as possible. So let's go ahead and start with this yellow green shade. It's called Diode. Ooh, let me do a quick tap off. And one thing I will say is that the shadows in this look hella punchy in terms of pigment. They look super duper pigmented. So I am, you know, gonna just take my time, work and build things up. Blend Bunny is known for pigment and for blendability, so I expect nothing less. It's not optional. I'm just going to concentrate that on the outer part of the eye. And since this is really my first time doing a look in a minute because I've been traveling a lot, or at least a very intricate look because of my travels, I've been keeping it real simple, you guys. And I'm talking about the most basic neutral looks, or just something neutral leaning with a pop of like a multi-chrome to give it a little extra oomph. I'm actually going to switch brushes a little bit. So I'm switching to my 3 units 307 brush because I think I just need something a little bit bigger, a little bit fluffier to blend that out. Spend my whole life waiting for someone like you, baby. And all these broken roses led to you. And then I'm going to take a slightly smaller brush and I'm going to go into this light pink shade. It's called Attract. And I'm going to put that into the inner part of the eye. I feel so lucky I met you, and I still can't believe it. I know this is looking a little crazy, but just bear with me, you guys. It will pull itself together, I promise. Actually, let me not make promises I can't keep. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've really done an intricate look, so this might actually look like a hot-ass mess. Now we're going to keep working our way down. We're going to go into the shade Digital next, and we're going to use that to deepen up the green. You're so wonderful. A star could never shine as bright as you. Shine as bright as you. Even the dark days still see light. Even the birds. And then lastly, using the same brush, I'm going to go into the deepest shade, Machine. Or the deepest green shade, I should say, and I'm gonna start by stamping that into the outer part of the eye and just blending that into the outer V. Can't believe that I get to see those eyes for more than tonight. Swear you must have fell from the sky, and I feel so lucky I met you. It's not logical. Now I'm going to go back into the pink shade, and I'm going to go one down into the brighter pink. That's called Enamored. And I'm going to do a little bit of what I did with the green in terms of going right underneath it to get a little bit of depth. And so far this isn't looking as crazy as I thought it would. Now I want to play around in the greenish shimmer. And I also want to play around in the pinkish shimmer. But this one also looks a little pink too. So let's just swatch these. Again, I haven't swatched these since I got them, so. Well, that's pretty. That's the green. And this is the kind of like pink shade. Okay, so I think I want to do something that's a little bit back to front by putting the pink in the inner pot and then the green in the, the pink in the outer pot and then the green shimmer in the inner pot. So that might be a little bit odd, but listen, let's just try. So I'm actually going to go into Conduct, which is this pink shade here. And I'm just going to plop that right into the center of the lid using my finger. So comfortable. No one seems to hold me like you do. And then going into the green, and I know it looks like a very yellow shimmer. I'm just gonna put that into the inner part of the eye right here. Even the dark days still see light. Even the birds still sing at night. Every word just comes out right when I'm with you. That's not bad. Okay. So you guys see the vision. I'm going to go ahead, clean things up as I always do, and I'm going to come back and show you guys the final look. Can't believe that I get to see those eyes for more than tonight. I swear you must have fell from the sky, and I feel so lucky I met you. It's not logical, the way I feel when you walk in the room. Okay guys, so this is the final look number 1. I really like this one. I think it looks so good so far. And so far I'm having a lot of fun with this palette. Honestly, my blending ain't where it's supposed to be. And that's because I'm a little bit out of practice. Again, it's been a couple weeks. So I definitely could have done a better job with the blend. But I will say I love how this final look turned out. Now, I want to dive into 1, maybe 2 more looks because it's always a good time when Blend Bunny releases a palette. So let's go ahead and dive into 1 or 2 more looks. Okay, y'all, we are back at it for look number 2, which is gonna be in the blue purple range of things. So I think what I want to do is I want to start off with the purple shade, Flawed, as my transition shade, but I want to concentrate that on the outer part of the eye. So I'm just taking a fluffy brush. This is from the Ariel X Morphe set, and I am blending that Flawed shade into the outer part of the eye as my first transition shade. Can't believe that I get to see those eyes for more than tonight. I swear you must have fell from the sky, and I feel so lucky I met you. And then taking a smaller blending brush, I'm actually going to go into the light blue shade, which is AI, and I'm going to put that into the inner part of the eye as the second transition shade. This is really pigmented. Wow. And it's almost pastel, but not dusty. And I wasn't sure if this would show up vastly different from the second shade, well, the first shade that I use, but you can definitely see the difference, which very, very happy about that. Now we're gonna start to work our way down the purple. So I'm gonna go into the shade Glitch. It's a really beautiful, vibrant purple, and I'm gonna use that to, deepen up the crease
Swimming in the ocean. I'm trying to find my way. I'm trying to find my way. Swimming in the ocean. Me, I'm trying to find my way. Me, I'm trying to find my way.
And then lightly cleaning off that brush, I'm gonna go into the deep blue shade called Motherboard, and I'm gonna use that as my outer V shade. So for this look, I'm just kind of like toggling back and forth between the purples and the blues with the mattes. So just plopping that into the outer V, blending that into the shades that I laid down initially to create a really, really nice gradient. That's pretty.
Ocean in a motion, whoa, 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 yeah. Whoa, 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 yeah, yeah. Temperatures, I'm trying to run away from it. I am trying to run, I am trying to stay away.
I really like this so far. Okay, and now for the shimmers. So per usual, I'm gonna go into 2 shimmers. Y'all know I have to touch this absolutely stunning blue, ooh, shifty shade. But I also want to play around in the purple. So I'm going to start by taking the purple shade, which is called Conscious. That's so pretty. Wait, hold up. That is beautiful. And I'm just going to plop that into the center of the lid. I'm trying to decide if I like the shimmer formula. It's a little bit creamier than I think. Like the thing about Blend Bunny Cosmetics is each palette that has shimmers, the shimmer formula is inconsistent from palette to palette, and I know that they've been playing around with different types of shimmers, so this isn't the all done up shimmers from what I can feel, but I'll have to read because I'm doing these 2 looks before having actually looked at anything. But it feels a lot creamier. Yeah, and a little bit more putty-like, whereas the all done up shimmers, which are my favorite shimmers from the brand, are definitely a very, very dry formula. They aren't bad though. It's just different, which I'm always like, which shimmer formula is Blend Bunny gonna give me today? Okay, that is stunning. And then this stunning, beautiful blue shade is called Cyborg. Guys, oh my god. Hold on, let me turn the light off. It's a little, you know, it's winter here, so I want you to be able to see. That is insane. So I'm gonna plop. I'm like speechless. That's just gonna go right into the inner part of the eye here. I'm blending that into the purple. With my finger, I will go in with a brush and of course clean everything up. But this is just to get placement and opacity. That blue is epic. I wish I just put this all over the lid now. Okay, so you guys see the vision. This is what we're going for. So I'm gonna go ahead, clean things up, blend everything together so we get that seamless look that we know we need, and then I'll come back and show you guys the final look.
The views on the potion, nothing like frog ocean, deep in the ocean.
Okay, I'm back, and this is the second and final look. I wanted to do a third look for you guys, and also for me, because I've been enjoying this palette, but I actually need to pack so I can get on a plane this afternoon. I have like an hour to pack, and then I need to leave. I know, living life on the edge. But let me just quickly tell you guys what else I'm wearing on the rest of my face. For my foundation, I'm using my Traceless Matte Foundation from Tom Ford. My Rare Beauty Concealer. My lip is, of course, Sydney Grace. So I'm actually wearing the lip cream in the shade Taylor, which is a little bit more purple, a little bit more pinky, just a little bit more punchy than Tracy, but also still really nice. There's no lip line or anything with these lip creams, you guys. I just slap them on, which is why they're so darn good. I did finish my face with the Chantecaille setting powder. I went in with an oldie but a goodie for bronzer, and that is the Makeup Revolution Glow Bronzer. I don't know if this is still available, but y'all, for drugstore, this is probably one of like 5 drugstore products I have in my collection. So y'all know I don't have a lot. Also a really old one in my collection. This is the Love Joy blush from MAC Cosmetics, and I mixed it with another one, but I can't remember which one just yet. But honestly, that's the face, you guys. This is what we're working with, and I am quite pleased. All right, now let me quickly tell you guys how I feel about the Machina eyeshadow palette from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. And this is a first impression, so take it with a grain of salt. I like it. I'm impressed. You know what? This is just so rich and deep and grungy, but like just beautiful at the same time. Now, I will admit it did throw me off a little bit in terms of the layout because Blend Bunny has decided that y'all started copying her little gradient, so she's going to switch things up again. But it's still relatively like easy to follow because it's column by column, right? So you have each shade in the specific column. The only difference really is whether or not the shimmer is at the top or the bottom. So I kind of like that she still kept it really easy to move things around. This blue, this little blue whatever special shade it is, stunning perfection. I need to do a deeper dive to figure out what are the special shades in this palette. Again, I'm doing this on the fly, you guys, in between flights, so bear with me. It's not the best sort of first impressions video I've done. But again, really love the quality of this palette. The mattes blend like typical Blend Bunny mattes. And if you were concerned about some of the previous palettes having really, really light sort of pastel shades, the lightest shades in this palette are actually still kind of deep. So they'll work perfectly for us. But if you want something a little bit lighter, there is a white, and if you want something a little bit deeper, there's a black. So you can always deepen up or lighten up any of the shades in the palette, and that's just the kind of thought that Blend Bunny puts into these palettes because they're designed to blend. Like nothing blends like a Blend Bunny matte eyeshadow palette. Anyways, the shimmers. I don't know about the shimmers. They're not bad, but I'm still trying to figure out this formula. So one thing I'd said when I was creating this look is that Blend Bunny has a couple of different shimmer formulas that she plays around with. And this one is a lot creamier than the ones that are in the All Done Up palette. So the All Done Up is the one that I hold as the sort of best shimmer formula that the brand does. That being said, it is on the drier side. But I think it looks really well. It gives really great sparkle. This one is a lot creamier, and not a lot as in like crazy creamier, but it's definitely creamier than the All Done Up shimmers. And because I prefer that one to this one, there's just that. But I will say that I don't think that these are so creamy that if you have oily lids or something, you're going to be concerned about that being an issue. So I don't think you have anything to worry about if too creamy shadows are for you. Packaging wise, this might be my favorite, you guys. Like, do you see how intricate this is? Absolutely amazing, absolutely beautiful. Really love that. Now, let's just wrap things up with a couple of details. So the palette will release at December 1st at 9 a.m. PST, and it'll be $45, which I think is actually a really solid price, especially considering that blue shade, which you guys know I'm wearing in the inner part of the eye, is a very special shade, $45. The fact that I can find any palettes that are less than $50 now is just a blessing, because at this point, so many indie brands are releasing these palettes that are $60, $70, $80, and my spirit can't take it no more, you guys. I really can't. I'm at my wit's end. I'm just over and done with it, especially when we have brands like Blend Bunny Cosmetics, Glamlight, all these other brands releasing much more affordable products. So $45 for this, and how much shades is this? 24 shades. Can't get any better than that. So, of course, I would recommend you pick this up if you are interested in the color story. If you do plan on picking it up, of course, also use an affiliate code to save an extra 10%. I do have one. It's just Jamila. It'll save you 10%, but I also make a small commission if you shop through that link, which, of course, is much appreciated because it goes right back into the channel. But honestly, that's not a requirement. You don't have to use my link. You don't have to use anybody's link if you're not comfortable. But you know what we say, don't pay full price for makeup. We don't do that over here. So whatever you do, if you do plan on shop, please don't pay full price. Save you a little bit of coins. We don't do that over here. Okay, so I probably will come back and do one sort of separate third look on this because I am really enjoying this palette. But if you guys want to see more from me with using this palette, please let me know down in the comments below. Let me know if you plan on picking this up. What are your thoughts on the color story? How are you feeling about this release? All that fun jazz in the comments below. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on your way out so that you never miss another upload or another release from me, because y'all, I'm back. I know I'm traveling like crazy, but there's still a lot of content. I have a whole list, so it's going to be coming at you as soon as we get it together. So like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz. I appreciate you guys so much more than you know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye!